All right, welcome back. The theory part is over, and our raid team is standing by. In our last explainer, we talked about making that huge mental leap, right? Shifting your identity from just being a passive user to becoming a full-blown AI manufacturer, a monarch who actually forges their own systems. So, let's get right into it.
And this quote right here, this is the entire mindset shift we're talking about. It's all about moving from just, chatting with an AI to actually designing and building your own intelligence systems. But look, a general without a mission is just a person in a fancy suit. So today we're kicking off our very first quest.
Today, we are going to build a machine. We're going to create a personal tool, and we'll call it the Scholar. The mission? It's simple. You drop in any YouTube link, and bam, it spits out a perfect masterclass-style summary. And the best part? Absolutely no code, zero stress. This is all about building pure confidence. So let's enter the Forge.
Okay, every great strike team needs a strategist, right? A brain. So our first step is to power up our mage. This is the AI model that's going to provide the core intelligence for this whole operation.
But hang on, before we start clicking buttons, what are we actually building here? It's called an agentic workflow. Now, this isn't just a single conversation with a chatbot. Think of it like building a modular strike team. Every single step is traceable, it has structure, and the output from one agent, well, that becomes the mission for the next one in line. It is an incredibly powerful concept.
So here's the first crucial step, giving our mage its brain. First, head on over to defi.ai and sign in with your Google account. Super simple. In the top right corner, click your profile icon, then head to Settings and find Model Provider. You're going to look for Gemini. Now to get the key, just search for Google AI Studio. You'll see a big button that says Get API Key. Copy that key, pop back over to DeFi, paste it in, and hit Save. And just like that, our strategist has its core intelligence. It's online.
All right, the brain is powered up. Now we need some hands. It is time to forge our archer. This is the specialist who's going to reach out into the digital world and grab the raw materials for our mission.
So, back in DeFi, let's navigate to the studio. We're going to select Create from Blank, and then choose Workflow. Let's go ahead and name this project the Scholar. What you'll see is a blank canvas with a single start node. This, my friends, is our Forge.
So who is our archer? It's the YouTube transcript tool. Its one and only job is to take a link and bring back the raw text. To get it on our team, just click that little plus icon on the canvas, search for the YouTube tool, and drop it right in. Then, just drag a line from the start node to this new tool. This connection's basically telling the archer to get its mission orders, the URL, straight from our input.
Okay, team update. The archer has returned with the raw materials. Now it is time for the commander's logic. We need our mage to process that information and then present the final report. This is where the real magic is about to happen.
Okay, to bring in our strategist, you're going to click the plus icon again, and this time add an LLM block. That stands for Large Language Model. Drop it onto the workflow. Then you'll drag a line from the YouTube tool right to this new block. You're literally creating that chain of command. Archer fetches the goods, then immediately passes them to the mage for analysis.
And which brain are we using for this operation? For our LLM block, we're going to select Gemini 1.5 Flash. Now why this one? Because it is fast, it's smart, and it is absolutely perfect for this kind of rapid summarization task. It really is the ideal mind for our mage.
So how do we actually command the mage? We do it with a system prompt, and this part is so crucial. You're not just asking a simple question, you are giving it standing orders. You're going to type this directly into the prompt field. What this does is it tells the AI exactly what format you expect, and it turns a giant wall of text into a structured, actionable briefing. So, finally, what happens to all this perfectly processed intelligence? Well, it goes to our commander, which in this workflow is the end node. You can think of this node as your digital notebook page. Just drag one final line from that LLM block over to the end node, and the workflow is complete. The entire mission is now fully mapped out. And with that final connection, the Forge goes quiet. The work is done, it is time to see the fruits of our labor and, celebrate a little victory.
So what's the payoff for all this? You paste a YouTube link, you click Run, and in seconds, victory. A perfectly formatted note appears on your screen with exactly what you asked for. The archer fetched, the mage thought, and the commander reported back. Flawlessly. I really want you to let this sink in for a moment. You didn't just have a conversation with a chatbot. You designed and manufactured a tool, a repeatable, reliable machine that does a specific job just for you. That feeling, that is confidence. That is the power of being an AI manufacturer.
So let's do a quick recap of the components of your brand new machine. Diffify.ai was the forge where you built it. Gemini was the mage's brain, providing all the intelligence. The YouTube tool was your archer, out there fetching the data. And the EndNode was your commander, presenting that final report. Now, it's your turn. Go and forge your own scholar.
So, what's the next quest on the horizon? Well, now that we have our core team, we're going to level them up. In our next explainer, we are going to give this team the ability to save these notes directly into your Notion, automatically. The army is growing. Now get to work.